channel. My name is Stacey Flowers and I am a student of Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University, and I'm on a journey to become 100% debt-free. My starting debt is $208,453.27. I am currently on baby step number 1 to save $500 because my income is under $20,000. I currently work part-time and earn anywhere from $1,000 to $1,200 a month. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how $23,775.88 worth of my debt is now gone. So if you are interested in hearing about that, please stay tuned. Okay, so this was a particularly tough video to do because it just was a tough video to do. So much of my pride is wrapped up and tangled in this video, and you would think, you know, being able to come on camera and say, you know, $23,775.88 of my debt is gone would make me feel amazing and make me feel incredible, but it doesn't. The most immediate feeling that I feel is overwhelm, and there's a little bit of an embarrassment too. And so in order for you to understand where those feelings are coming from, I guess I need to tell you a little bit of the backstory for what makes this debt up. So in October of 2017, that's when I began my journey to become financially free. Again, using Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University program. At that time, I sat down with all of the debts that I had, either via papers, like collection papers, or phone calls that I was receiving, all of the debts that I had previously, all of my business invoices, and I sat down with the intention on writing all of those numbers down to figure out exactly how much I owed. I wrote all of those things down, but in addition to writing those things down, there was another calculation that I was tracking and I was sort of keeping up, and I mentioned this in several videos. I got sick at the top of 2017 and I was not able to work, and I experienced great provision during that time, and there was one person who took care of me, and this person took care of everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. You all know that I live in a 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment here in Chicago, Illinois. This person took care of all of the expenses that are associated with that, all of the expenses that are associated with me eating, all of the expenses that are associated with my overall care, everything. When I say this person took care of everything, I mean this person took care of everything. What I was not aware of that I was sort of doing, I mean, I guess I was aware that I was doing it, but I guess I wasn't aware of the error, is that I was in some regards tracking some of the things that this person was taking care of with the intent to pay them back. And this person never said, you know, when you get better, you need to pay me back. This person never like said, you know, here's this, but when you get on your feet, like, this person never gave me the impression that I ever had to pay them back, or that they were, you know how like sometimes you will borrow something from someone, or you'll get something from someone, and you know that in you taking it, you have created a debt with them and now you owe them. This person doesn't have that energy about them. They don't have that aura about them. It was truly out of the kindness of their heart that they took care of everything. However, I am running on a different financial blueprint, and running on that financial blueprint, I decided to jot things down. And so when I was sitting down in October to calculate all of my debts, I sat down with this notebook where I was jotting various things down, and I came up with an amount that I felt like I owed this person. And I felt that was above and beyond them caring for me in this very difficult season, and it was something that I owed them, and it was something that I needed to pay back. And that particular amount, just for just a personal above and beyond what I could even fathom, was $16,640.88. In addition to that, I also decided that because this person took care of my therapy sessions too, so every time I went to therapy, when it was $70, and I was going 4 times a week, so it was $70 each week. I also, when I reached out to my therapist, I was like, okay, what is my bill going to be through December, because this particular amount I want to pay back. Therapy has been so helpful. Therapy has helped me in a very difficult, trying time, and someone else is taking care of the bill, and I want to be able to pay them back. And so that therapy cost was $2,135. And so I made up a debt for, and I guess I should have added those two numbers together. For $18,775.88. And I can't emphasize enough, like, the fact that I made it up, like, because this person never said, you have to pay me back, you owe. Like, they never treated me differently. They never treated me like I was indebted. It was just something that my pride and my ego conjured up. And so a part of the Debt Snowball update is me updating you that there wasn't an imaginary amount that I created, because it wasn't real. It didn't exist. It was a psychological burden that I created based off of my own financial blueprint and me dealing with, like, the inability to be able to receive. And I just didn't know how to receive that. And you know, it sucks. Like, even now, like, just and what happened is, you know, in February, you know, one of my objectives is to restore my financial dignity. And I did a video about my future self, and I was like, oh, I'm going to update you guys on the Debt Snowball. So I was like detailing my Debt Snowball numbers. And when I was looking at it, I was like, what is this debt? Like, what is this from? And it's so interesting, the brain fog from October versus the clarity that I'm experiencing now. And I just was like, what is this? Like, where did these numbers come from? And so once I realized what it was, I called the person and I'm like, hey, and I was like, I have a question, you know, that I need to ask you, and I just need you to be honest, because I'm just trying to work through things, and I know it's not fair that I ask you for anything else, but, you know, in me constantly telling you, like, hey, I'm going to pay you back for this, I'm going to pay you back for this, is that offensive to you? And this person was like, you know, no, I'm not offended, but I do think it's a little bit weird, given that this is something that I have given to you, and you insist on giving it back. And, like, in that particular moment, I became very emotional, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know how to receive. That is such an unattractive quality. Like, it's so unattractive to not be able to receive. And I was just like, you know, I'm sorry. Like, it's a very offensive, disrespectful thing to essentially look a gift horse in the mouth and say, thank you, but you are not worthy of giving to me, like, or I refuse to accept from you. Like, it's the issue that's wrapped up in that. And when I say that it's unattractive to not be able to receive, what I mean is it's unattractive. I want you guys, you know, because you're probably listening to this and you're like, what's the big deal? I want you guys to imagine from your own life a time when you tried to give to someone and that person refused to receive from you. Like, when they refused to receive from you, did you feel good? Were you like, oh, you know, that's cool? No, you probably felt some type of way, like, why won't this person receive from me? And then I want you to add to that the idea that not only will this person not receive to you, but this person is clearly in need and they're still refusing from me. And so there's so much ugliness that was wrapped up in my inability to be able to receive. And so, you know, I apologize to this person, and I just was like, you know, I'm very sorry. I did not mean to offend you. You know, my intention in wanting to pay you back was just because it's a lot. It's a lot, and I don't know how to thank you for doing something like that without saying, hey, I owe you for this. And so they were just like, you know, I understand, but, you know, that's very much your problem. And, you know, that's just very much your problem. And so they were just like, you know, but you're released from it. Anything that you think that you owe me, you know, you're released from it. And I was just like, okay, well, I appreciate that, but, you know, I just want to be clear, you know, about what it is that you're releasing me from. And so I kind of went down those two imaginary debts that I created. And then there was another debt where I know specifically it was a personal loan for something for my business, and it was for $5,000. And this person was just like, yeah, you know, you're released from that as well. And I'm just like, that's a lot. It's just a lot, and I don't I don't know how to, I did at the time, obviously, I did not know how to receive it. Even now, like as I'm recording this video, I'm struggling with it, and I'm sharing this with you guys because I cannot emphasize enough how emotional money is, and how we would love to believe that it's just about people being stupid or people being foolish, or like the rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer, and a poverty mindset. But like there's something about money that's not just about the dollars and cents. It's something else, because I manufactured $18,000 worth of debt because I was too prideful or too full of my ego to receive someone helping me in a time when I really needed help. And it's so crazy because here it is, this one person wanted to help me and I wouldn't receive it, but I was willing to martyr myself in some regards with respect to my family and take care of all of them, right? Like so I know I don't have an issue with technically the amount, because if I think about what I had given to my family just the year before, and my mother living with me, my father living with me, my 3 siblings living with me, and my 7 nieces living with me, like I'm pretty sure in what I gave to my family, it outweighs what this person gave to me. And it's just like, how dare you like position yourself to only be the giver, but when there's actually a time when you need, you refuse to accept it. Like that's an issue. That's an issue of pride. That's an issue of ego. It's an issue. And it's just like, I don't want to have that type of an issue, because that blocks me from being the type of person that I really want to be. And I want to be the type of person who, when I'm giving to something, giving to someone, I'm not giving to them from a place of pride, or I'm better than you, or I got it figured out and you don't. I don't want to be giving from that position. But this situation has taught me that some of those feelings were in there, because if they weren't in there, just as easily as it was for me to give, it should be that easy for me to receive. And me not being able to receive is just very unattractive. And, you know, I want to heal from that, and I want to deal with that. And so, you know, a part of this transparency, accountability is about me dealing with that. And so there's the 18,000 that was just totally made up. And then there was also the just being released from the $5,000 business debt that this person is just like, you know, don't worry about it. I got it. Like, you're released from that. Like, I see you, and you're released from it. Don't worry about it. And so I say all that to say the $16,640.88 that I manufactured, that I counted and I calculated and I was trying to, with my pride, to pay back, and the $2,135 that was paid for therapy, that again my pride just wanted to pay back, because I didn't want to feel like I owed anyone for, I just didn't want to owe anyone. It's just a horrible feeling. I don't know how to describe it. I don't know how to describe it, but anyway, that amount. And then last but certainly not least, the $5,000 business debt that this person took care of, that totals up to $23,775.88 of the $208,435.27 that I owed. And so if you subtract the amount that was released in part just by me getting over my pride and ego, and you subtract the amount that was gifted to me in this person taking care of a $5,000 business debt, if you subtract that from where my debt started in October when I began this journey, I now have a debt total of $184,678.27. And I understand that that's still significant, and I understand that I have a long way to go, but I did want to pop on and share with you all that that amount of debt is gone. I am dealing with the emotions that are wrapped up in it, but the overarching feeling beyond the overwhelming feeling that I have is just deep, deep gratitude. And I just wanted to pop on and say, like, if you are like, oh my God, my debt is insurmountable, like, I can't do this financial peace journey. Like, I can't do this. Like, I cannot recommend enough that you make the commitment to get out of debt no matter what the amount is that you owe. And because what I'm learning from this process, and I knew this from before, but especially this time because I'm approaching it from a much more humble position, is that when you start to focus on your money, and when you start to focus on the things that you're doing with money, the root emotional issues that you have that are causing you to spend outlandishly and to make silly financial decisions, those roots will come to the surface, and you can finally face a part of yourself that you have been burying, pushing under debt and pushing under financial facade and pushing under this false character that you've created for yourself behind this money. And I think that there's a quote that talks about how, like, money doesn't change you, it just emphasizes the qualities and the characteristics that were already there. And what I'm learning in this very humbling experience is that it's 100% true. Like, I'm the same person that I was when I was bringing in $7,000 to $10,000 a month, in terms of the shame, in terms of the pride, in terms of the largeness of my ego, in terms of and again, I mean, I'm emphasizing some of the negative things because that's just what I'm at right now, but I'm not somebody who's gonna like just beat myself up. There's also the good side. That's not where I'm reflecting at right now. So I just don't want you guys to worry about that. Like, oh, you're being so hard on yourself. Like, I know in this particular moment I am, but that's just a part of the process. Like, I want to face the bad so that when I'm looking at the good, it is an authentic, pure good, and it's not a good that I had to hurry up and quickly grasp because the ugly was too much. Like, sometimes you just got to look at the ugly, and like right now I just got to see how ugly that size of an ego is and that size of pride is, and so that's where I'm at. So again, I highly encourage you to start your debt-free journey, to add up the cost as you see them now. Start working on your budget, start working on your numbers, start looking at things, and in 5 months, just going back and reflecting, like, to see that there was a whole entire amount that I made up. And I think that the way that this manifests in other people's lives on a smaller scale is like with people guessing. So like, say you borrowed $50,000 in undergrad, but you're like, well, I bet you it's probably like $73,000 now. We just make up numbers. Like, we make up numbers, and it's just like, why don't you just look at the real number? And maybe the real number is less than what you think you owe, maybe it's more than what you think you owe, but at least when you know, you can actually proceed with a plan to take care of it. And there's something very healing about that, both financially and emotionally. So I am grateful to have this $23,775.88 gone from my debt snowball, and I'm looking forward to seeing more dollars and cents melt away as I continue to steward the money that I am receiving and move forward towards achieving my goal of becoming 100% debt-free. Again, I encourage you all to, and I wrote it down, like, I encourage you, instead of rounding up and guesstimating and being too proud to receive, or just sabotaging your finances in general, to look at your numbers and have the tough conversations with yourself and others and forgive yourself so that you can move forward. And that's essentially what I am doing, and what I will continue to do on this journey. So also, this is the other thing that I wanted to say. So when I do my debt-free scream at Dave Ramsey's headquarters, I will not count the amount that I made up. And the amount that I made up was that the amount that I made up was that $18,775.88. So Dave Ramsey's always like, well, what amount did you start at? I won't add that in there because that's not a true amount that I started at. The true amount that I started at is, let me see, is $189,606. The true amount that I started at was $189,677.39. I will count the $5,000 business debt because it was a debt, and I just happened to be gifted that was all wrapped up in also the amount that I made up. But I will count that because it was a debt. But the other 18 and change that I made up, I won't count that. So when Dave Ramsey asked me, what was your starting debt? I will say my starting debt was $189,677.39. And then I'll say something like, and I'm debt free. So until next time, I'll talk to you guys